I rub them with Oxy-Dry. And today I'm going to do a little video on the Oreck, which I think is actually a very good machine. I bought this one just very recently off of Facebook Marketplace, and it's actually a few years old, maybe even 10 years old, I'm not sure. But obviously the person who had it, he said he just used it a couple times and never did. And he just put it in the back room, and there it's set. So it's basically brand new. This is my third one, and all three of the ones that I have still work. I'm just trying to think. There's one over here. See, there's one right here. Oh, there they are. Yeah, there's one there. I think that was maybe my. Oh no, this is my original one down over here. And they all work. The only reason why that one there, it got kind of chipped off, and the paint, well used, put it that way. I had to repair the relay switch inside there. What happens is there's contact points inside there, and they can sort of, well, bad connection, I guess you could say. And it's the start relay or start switch or whatever. And I took it to a vacuum repair place, and they just opened up the switch, which technically isn't actually repairable, but you can open them up, and then you can file the points and put it back together, and it worked fine after that. But then I picked up a second one just because I thought, well, better have a second one around just in case. And then I've been using that for a while. I had the wire. What happened after a while is the wire right here, from flexing back and forth, the wire had broken inside, so a bad connection. So I actually replaced the wire up into that one, up to the switch up here, and that was fine after that. But then I always keep my eyes open for good deals, and this one came up on Marketplace. I paid $300 for it, and so I grabbed it. And so now this is my premium or primary machine. So, but what happens, they do have one, and some people kind of put them down, say they're, not a good machine, whatever. They're fine. But they do have a little design, we'll call it a design flaw. And I'm going to show you. One of the things that happens with these machines is that they start rattling. A lot of guys don't realize that the rattle is actually very easy to repair. Overall, these machines actually I think they're really actually made really well. And the bearing, by the way, it's the same bearing actually as in a standard, like the Vibe or whatever. It's the same bearing. So it's a pretty skookum bearing. And of course, this is the counterweight. I've never had a problem with the motor. In case you're wondering, I'll put my glasses over here. The actual switch I mentioned is actually behind this plate. I don't need to go in there today, so I don't need to show you that. But now what we are going to do is I'm going to show you what happens with the rattle. Now, the handle goes down into here, and this thing here lift that off. Now you see that little pin thing right there? Watch this. Oh, it's not moving. Okay, I'm going to show you over the other side. Maybe I can show it over there. But what happens is, as you use it, it vibrates, of course, all over the place. See, it wears right there. That sort of keeps tension on the handle, is what it does. So that's actually the locking mechanism. But, well, maybe you can see it here. Okay. Can you see where I'm pointing right there? You see that little thing right there? That's nylon bushing. Yeah, you can see it over on this side too. And what'll happen is that nylon bushing will start to move as it wears, and then next thing you know, this pin will start to it'll actually shift over and start riding up against the actual motor, and everything's kind of falling apart. There it is. I'm not quite exactly sure how it works, to be honest with you. Other than what we can do is a very simple little thing. Let's go over this side. Open up this one. And then this one. So it's actually, it pivots right here, but this is actually, well, it's supposed to be stationary actually, but what will happen is that this plastic sleeve kind of wears, then things start to, eventually this pin will actually move and move over this way. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see. That'll work. We're going to take some goop. I'm going to goop right there. Now goop actually, it's like a rubber cement, and it's not exactly permanent. If you even after it sets and everything, you can pull it out of there if you really want to. But for the time being now, that goop will actually hold that pin right there, and it won't go anywhere. Let's make sure I got a good amount there, and that's it. Now it'll set, and in a little bit, and it'll be it'll work perfectly fine. So this is the holds the handle in place. So we'll, nope, wrong one. Here we go. It's just so simple to fix this problem. And both my machines, I've done this, the other two machines I've got there, they don't over tighten by this. This is aluminum. You could strip that. You want it snug, but don't reef on it. Anyway, we'll put this together. And I bet you, a lot of you guys have got these Orecks, and if your machine's been rattling around for a while, when you go to open it up here, you're going to find probably a lot of these screws, and it could very well be you even had screws drop out of it if you haven't addressed this issue. And if you don't address it, well, it won't go away. It will just get more and more rattly until it really annoys you, and you think, oh, things falling apart. Well, it's not really, actually. I mean, the motor itself, I've never had a motor problem other than as I say, the wire that broke, but that was easy fix. And then the switch, which is actually behind here. And by the way, to get that off, you undo these two screws here, and then this is actually that bolt, I guess, screw, whatever, goes all the way through the motor and holds it in place. So you'd have to undo that, and then it comes out, and it's a big long, it's as long as the motor, and then this comes off, and then the actual switch, like the switch up there, is actually activating a relay switch in here. Okay, so we'll put this back in place. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking of putting some grease on there. And I thought, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. It actually kind of, this is actually technically this is the locking mechanism that holds this. All this is doing is holding, when you go to put it in the upright position, this kind of holds the handle so it stands upright. That's what I'm trying to say. And if this gets worn, and it will, because you can see, you can flip it and whatever. You could make another piece out of a piece of plastic if you wanted to for that guide there. This is actually metal, as you can see. But eventually you can see the dent that's there. That's from the handle moving back and forth, sort of rubbing it a little bit, and but that is a wear point. So okay, and then of course the brush cup goes back in place. This is a bit tricky to do because it's hard to see, but look, you can see the hole right there. Last one. Just making sure we're snug. Okay, good. So that one's fixed. Just let it sit for a little bit, and then the goop will harden up a little bit, and it's never ever completely solid. Like there's some goop on here. You can see I can actually see that's dry, but that it's like remains sort of. You could actually peel it off, but it sticks really well, so it'll work fine. And yet it's not like it was epoxy or something like that. So that's great stuff. I use it all the time. Okay, so I thought that would be helpful for some of you guys out there. Help you to get more life and enjoyment out of your Oreck machine. I think they're great for steps and smaller areas too, I guess. I use it. This is my preferred machine for steps. So anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching and have a good day.